Hey guys, Santoli here with Lenny, who managed to get top 64 at YCS Bologna playing Vanquish. So why'd you pick this deck and what do you think of it in the format?
So my initial thought process about picking this deck was I have a lot of experience with it. I top 8 at Euros with it, and I think that the Dracotail matchup was very good, and I think the Malice match was very good as well. And I know that like a lot of Europe kind of gravitate towards Dracotail or towards Malice, and Dracotail I expect to be the most represented deck coming into the event. So I thought it was just like the two best matchups this deck could have. Mitsuyomi I think as well was kind of also a fine matchup. Yeah, that's pretty much it really. I didn't expect too much pure Yomi, so I thought it was okay. But I suppose I'll start with the main deck. I'll start with the VS engine. So this is all pretty standard. Like obviously you'd play more of this if you could. 3 Sue is obvious. 3 Mad Love is mandatory now because you've less starters. 3 Joe, you need good fires. 2 Border. I think this was fine. Again, just a decent dark, gives you additional bouncer, so it gives you additional ways to dodge hand traps if you only have Vanquish engine. Also, like people would like assume you're only playing 1 border because obviously on its own does nothing, and this deck has like got consistency issues. But playing 2 meant that like you didn't just lose if you lost it. 1 Caesar, obvious. This is all standard. I don't really need to explain this too much. K9 stuff, triple Jokel, triple Azuna, the 1 Lupus. The 1 Lantern, the 1 Noroi. This is all pretty much standard other than maybe 1 Noroi. I just think it's probably like the worst starter this deck has because it doesn't bridge, like your VS engines don't bridge other than like through Saryuja, which is like semi-iffy weird bridge. And this like loses to Imperm, Impulse, Fua, which are all cards I expected to be in the format, so I just didn't think it was like worth prioritizing over certain other cards I played. Non-engine, 3 Ash, obvious. 3 Fua, obvious. A main deck Shifter, then Magna, 2 Impulse Fire Attacker. Obvious. This was again for the Dracotail matchup because again it hits the branded card, so that was pretty good. This is just a win button into any deck that isn't the Mirror or Malice. I didn't expect too much of the Mirror. The Malice matchup I was like kind of fairly confident in anyway, so I thought it was fine. This ended up being pretty bad because I played a very small amount of Dracotail in Swiss. I played only 2 Dracotail in all the Swiss. These were really, really bad for me because they were just dead so often. Like, I think with the benefit of hindsight, if there were better fires to play, I wouldn't play these, but I just don't think better fires actually exist, to be honest. And I think that like your fire count's alarmingly low if you don't play these, that's the issue. So I think they are mandatory, which is a shame because they're just kind of bad, honestly. Then spells, field spell, obvious. Stake, again, obvious. Then 1 case, 1 elements. This again was because like a lot of people are on 2 case, but drawing double case is terrible. Drawing this plus this is good. And this is better follow-up as well to get you back your Lantern for next turn. 1 Rhoda for Razin and or Impulse for missing a fire, I guess, and you have Razin already. 1 Force is obvious. And then I mained the Trap. My top purpose with maining the Trap was it meant that if you opened just VS Engine, your board was like entirely unbreakable. Like there were a lot of games where even like just having the destruction protection was like enough. Also a lot of the time you're not making rock anymore. So it gives you a way to like get that Razin that you've already summoned back in circulation, because obviously Sue can't get it back in circulation anymore. It was good. I drew it like once or twice going second, and it was like kind of iffy and weird, but I don't think it was like bad enough to a point where I would consider not maining, because I think it was just good enough. Extra deck, 1 rock, you don't need any more than this anymore. Cards, fine. Nothing major to say about it. It's like okay. SP, generic link to good. Saryuja, so your K9 engine bridges to your VS engine. Theoretically, you can miss, but it's like not overly likely. Then the rest of this is all just K9 stuff basically, so it's a double Ripper. Second one comes up a lot. First one, obviously, part of your standard combo. The 1 Jax, this card is busted. 1 Werewolf, this card is like, for me, it was pretty much just an OTK machine. It didn't really ever come up where it was like the hand rip came up ever. It was just for killing mostly. Still good though. Valon, I think I summoned this like once and it was like weird. I do think you have to play it. It's better in certain niche scenarios to not like pop the monster with Jax or like take it with the Nash Knight stuff. So I do think it's worth playing. The Nash Knight stuff, obviously the one Nash Knight and the one C Nash Knight. And then I did play Masquerade, I did play Umble Horror. My thinking with these cards was I don't actually care if this card resolves, because first of all, a popping case is very strong if you get hand trapped, and secondly, if you summon this, a lot of opponents will go into panic mode because they'll see this card and go, this card is a monster to get that halves my life and randomly loops a card out of my hand. Like, it sounds incredibly powerful, so like a lot of them will like focus their energy in outing this card and will ignore the rest of my board, which I'm happy about. I played C101 Honor Dark. This card was busting every time I went second because I'd go like Nash, suck something up, make C Nash, Honor Dark, suck something else up. Then I could like attack with this, make Zeus. So like just the Zuna meant that like I was like breaking basically entire boards on its own with like a 4-card hand. Yeah, and then Zeus, obvious. I think any Xyz deck needs to play Zeus. It's just very, very strong into the format. It's very strong into Mitsuyumi. And then one Typhon. This was mainly for going second, to be honest, in my experience. Because you just like Lupus make this into Mitsuyumi, you make that in the EMZ, and they just can't out it because they can't target it and they can't activate Murakumo. So I know a lot of us are playing Tiras, and I do like Tiras a lot. Part of the reason I didn't play it was I couldn't find one, to be honest. Like Valon might have gotten cut for Tiras with the benefit of hindsight. This was still fine though. It accomplished the same purpose whenever I needed it. It's also just like generally good into the format. Like it's good into like Arthline, it's good into like all those kind of cards. Side deck, triple retaliating C. Again, I only played 2 Draco Tail in Swiss, so this was like I can't really comment on how good or bad this card was. I put it in against Memento as well, but again, didn't see it in that much either, so it's like whatever, I can't really comment on it. Triple Nibiru. Just think this is the most like generically good card for like on its own making your opponent stop playing. It's like fine. Anytime I drew it, it was like good. Then I played 6 Charmies, so 3 Perulia, 3 Meow. 3 Perulia, obvious. I expected like some amount of mirror, and also it's just good into Malice as well, and it's good into Yummy. So I thought it was good for those purposes. Meows again, obviously good into Mitsu, good into Malice. Just think that like the Charmies generally are just pretty good, especially in this deck, because like you have so many turn 0 plays. You have so many cards that your Charmies can draw for you that will like keep you winning. Like last round of Swiss, I Perulia my opponent and I draw Sue. I already have attributes, and then the next draw is Azuna. So I've drawn 2 turn 0 hand traps off this Perulia, which is insane. Then last 3 are Callby, Talents, Tigaboo. So just good going first cards. Obviously this like obliterates Malice. It's good into Yummy. It's good into Mitsu. Only decks it was bad into were like Mirror, essentially, and Draco Tail, obviously. These are just like the busted one-offs. I do think the benefit of hindsight, like playing this made sighting kind of awkward for me, just because like if I played a Mirror, like I can't put this in if I'm going first, but then like obviously these 2 have to go in. So it's like the rest of this doesn't really cover the Mirror very well, and I'm not sighting Charmies in when I'm going first. Like that's pretty terrible. I think with the benefit of hindsight, I think that Impermanence was probably something that should have been in my list somewhere, because blanking Artalion is really important, and also like there was a lot more Vanquish sold than I actually expected there to be, and Imperm is very, very strong in that matchup because it doesn't turn Azuna on, and it just can blank them with like some of their weaker hands. So I thought that was like probably in hindsight something I would consider playing. I'm not sure what I'd cut though, but I would find space for it if I could.
Okay, and any shouts before you head on out?
Yep, so shoutouts to Herman and Santoli for basically building my entire deck. I basically just stole the list from them. Shoutouts to Juho for auto-topping with same deck, pretty much very similar lists. Shoutouts to Team Chainblock, use code Chainblock5 at checkout on kongscares.com for 5% off your order. Shoutouts to my housemate Cormac Ward for giving me a lend of his own bag when mine exploded while I was packing. Shoutouts to Jack Cuthbert for being my alarm clock in the morning. Thank you.
Alright, and Chris on top again.
Thank you.